when the world monetary system was reset. In the realm of finance, this has been an issue that has received a lot of attention for quite some time, and ultimately it goes all the way back to 2008, and it continues right up until the present day. Everything that we have been watching has sped up the discussion, and it has made the discussion even more weighty, and I have the impression that there is no way out other than to start over. And I am going to address all of this in this video that I am going to be posting. You are now entering the channel, one and all. This is Nick, my name. It is my hope that by the time you reach the conclusion of this video, those of you who are new to the channel will have subscribed to the channel. Consequently, as I mentioned earlier, now that we are truly beginning to think about a reset of the global monetary system, it goes all the way back to 2008. Moreover, a great many of individuals, including myself, will say that we have never really recovered from the economic crisis that occurred in 2008. We simply, increased the money supply to an extreme degree and bolstered market sense, but nothing really changed. And at this point, we are kind of looking at this and asking ourselves, what is the next move that we should make? And even when we do actually kind of look at more so recent events, the pandemic, which expedited, the talk around the reset, and then also, financial instability around our economy, bank collapses, all of this is hinting at a much broader problem. Here are a lot of folks who are saying things like, hey, the Federal Reserve is about to lower interest rates. The fact that everyone is kind of avoiding the huge elephant in the room, which is the fact that we have not really bounced back yet, is something that does not make any sense considering the situation. Has there been an improvement in the economy? In all honesty, what is going on? This provides us an insight going all the way back to 1450, and it's incredible when we look at the United States dollar since it has been the reserve currency since 1921. So let's begin by discussing the timeline when it comes to reserve currencies. This is because it gives us an insight. This is coming up on well over 100 years, and the ordinary average lifespan of global reserve currencies is approximately 94 years from the time they are issued. Now, I have made the argument point regarding a reserve currency in a digital financial system. This is because if we consider what has been being pushed around CBDCs, digital assets, stablecoins, and cryptocurrency itself, it seems as though the elites want a financial system that is based on digital technology, and it appears that we are moving in that direction. Do we really require a reserve currency in a system that is digital? That is the question that needs to be answered. In addition, the response is that we do not. The primary objective of a reserve currency is to provide a commodity with a consistent value, which enables us to settle transactions that take a week or more to complete across international borders. It is for this reason that a reserve currency is used, which is to ensure that its value remains stable. However, once we have quick settlement, there will no longer be a requirement for a reserve currency. In addition, I have always brought this up, and if we take this into consideration, right? At this point, everyone is gazing at, well, there is no requirement for a reserve currency. What is going to be the item that is going to be backing these new currencies, these new digital currencies, where everyone is looking at gold, including myself, and I genuinely do believe that gold is going to be backing these new currencies, these new digital currencies, also known as CBDCs. However, everyone is paying attention to gold. They are not looking at the technology that is behind this and making it a reality more specifically. They are looking at the tokenization platforms and the digital currencies that are going to settle things. It is in this area that the real money is. The value lies in that particular location. Now, if we take a closer look at this location, we will notice something that we have never seen before. Joe Foster, who works for Banex, had this to say about central banks purchasing gold. If we truly take a look at a comment that he has made in this video, we have, and I'm sorry to say it, but I believe that we are in need of a crisis. That predicament has already transpired. Instead, we are facing a crisis of debt. I believe that the market ought to be quite concerned about the prospects for the economy, particularly in light of the current debt position or any escalation that may occur on the geopolitical stage. The kind of catastrophe that would really shake people up and drive them to go to gold is the kind of thing that I could see happening. Right now, there are already a lot of individuals flocking to gold, and they are purchasing gold. This is something that is happening right now. The reason for this is due to the fact that BRICS are carrying out the de-dollarization campaign, which is the reason for this. Additionally, we are aware that the economy of the entire world is still not solid. There is still instability in every direction we look, and the level of debt itself is increasing at an alarming rate. Inflation continues to be a significant issue. Now that we have a more in-depth look at the situation, it is clear that individuals are still holding on to gold. Due to the fact that they are attempting to prevent inflation, they are still looking for something of worth that is going to remain stable or increase in value. It is their intention to address the instability that currently exists in our economy. However, at the same time that we are witnessing central banks purchasing a large quantity of gold, we are also aware that central banks are preparing to create digital currencies. By the year 2030, 24 central banks will have digital currencies. By this time, it was July in the year 2023. In point of fact, this number has increased by a considerable amount. In addition, it is mind-boggling to consider the number of central banks that are genuinely investigating the possibility of a digital currency. This is from the 14th of June of this year, and it is 94%. This information comes from the BIs. And certainly CBDCs are still a primary focus of attention, pertaining to central banks at precisely the same time that they are amassing enormous quantities of gold. This is something that people are not truly questioning. What are they doing to accumulate gold? What is the reason behind their exploration of digital currencies at the same time as they are amassing gold reserves? Having said that, we have presented a complete architecture of this new monetary system, which consists of CBDCs that are distributed using private ledger technology and are supported by fractionalized tokenized gold reserves. This is the exact method by which they arrive at a digital system that is backed by gold, in which gold is the primary factor that will be used to determine the value of everything that we see on a daily basis. At this point, do I have faith that they are going to revalue gold because of the situation? It is without a doubt something that is even remotely feasible. Never forgetting to keep that in mind is essential. On the other hand, I believe that everyone needs to keep some actual gold and some physical silver on the sidelines. During the process of investigating particular digital assets in cryptocurrency that have a genuine worth and have the potential to serve as settlement currencies in relation to this emerging digital financial system that is becoming a reality. And don't forget what the International Monetary Fund (IMF) said in November of 2023. IMF has stated that digital currencies issued by central banks have the potential to replace cash. This information comes from Kristalina Georgieva. Now is not the time to go back on your decision. This comes directly from the International Monetary Fund. We have a quote, but we have not yet arrived at the destination. There is a great deal more room for creativity, and there is a great deal of uncertainty around use cases. The managing director of the International Monetary Fund is pictured here during the Singapore FinTech Festival in the year 2023. Currently, as of June 2023, when they did publish this report, only 11 countries have accepted CBDCs. This stands as the current situation. But now that we actually take a look at how huge CBDCs are growing 94% of central banks, and we continue to see the BIs moving forward as well, it seems as like sure, they are not attempting to turn back. This is something that we have noticed. They are, in fact, making an effort to speed up this process. And there are already geopolitical tensions out there with, as I mentioned before, the BRICS and the United States, and there is a conflict that is currently going on. To put it another way, a significant portion of the things that we are experiencing on a daily basis are leading us to a significant event that is going to reset the system. We are currently in the process of entering the next phase of the creation of digital money by central banks. Remember to pay attention to the dates provided. This particular day was November 15th, 2023. On this day, November 20th, 2023, in fact. Once more, this comes from the International Monetary Fund. A number of the monetary authorities across the world are looking for additional direction on how to pursue digital forms of central bank money in the most effective manner. To add insult to injury, as we go closer and closer to the year 2024, we are also confronted with the Finternet, the financial system of the future that is being pushed by the BIs. Again, this is the central bank that oversees all other central banks. Also, this is somewhere around the 15th of April. We received this on May 6th, Technological Innovation, Modest Steps and Great Leaps, where they literally define what we need in order for this to become a reality. We get this on May 6th. Huge leaps are what we require. We must make a bold move ahead. They did make reference to COVID. Also, they emphasized how, it sped up the digital push, which is something that we have discussed on this channel on a number of occasions as well. On the other hand, what they are discussing down here is this enormous jump. Do you agree? To illustrate this enormous leap, they are providing us with an example, and it primarily revolves around tokenization. The issue, however, is that, as far as I am concerned, this type of leap does not really fit the definition of a big leap. To add insult to injury, I do not believe that they are providing us with a comprehensive and in-depth look of what they are tackling either, because they are addressing everything that is associated with technology. In addition to that, they are discussing the means by which we would arrive at this tokenized digital society. On the other hand, they are not providing us with the required events that must take place in order to motivate us into and hasten our transition into this new financial system. In this context, they make use of a few code terms, such as quantum leaps and other such phrases. Again, the direction in which we are